Good afternoon. I'm Taku Hibino from Hibino Seikei. I'm going to present one very small nursery school, which I completed last year. Maybe smallest project in all nominated. Please. Okay. This is a nursery project in Tottori Prefecture in Japan. We rebuilt newly with a new concept. When I visited this project site at the first time, I was impressed by its rich nature environment. On the one side, there is a Mount Daisen, which is the biggest mountain in this area. On the other side, there is a beautiful beach. But the existing nursery was so closed and completely ordinary. In spite of rich nature environment around the nursery, the location advantage couldn't be used well, and lots of artificial material were used. It's only for adults' convenience, not for children. After we saw this gap, we decided this nursery would be designed as a place where children can feel this original scenery with rich nature environment and know this great regional characteristic. We hope children get proud of their hometown. Then we designed along these 3 points. The first is to feel local beautiful nature directly. The second is to touch and learn the local. The third is to know about the nursery history. I will explain from the first. It's to feel local beautiful nature directly, to enjoy the fresh air. The door is dining room can be fully open. Children can have a lunch with nice breeze, and also this environment makes them to get more interested in outside. They can go outside easily, and their play will be more active. To feel the sunlight. Many windows are installed and get sunshine from everywhere. In this same reason, mirror is used in the toilet space. Not only the toilet space becomes light, but also the toilet space becomes a playful space for children. And to touch the water. When it rains, the rains create a puddle like this. After it stops raining, they can play the water. To feel the fire. At the center of the building, wood stoves is installed. They can feel the fire and the warmth by burning local wood. At the entrance, local wood can be stocked like this. The second is to touch and learn the local. We used the local mud wall. This mud is from the local, and the rough texture is so unique that children can enjoy it and feel warmth. And handrails of stairs are made of local cedar. Class name sign is made of local traditional fabric. By using only local flowers in Mount Daisen as the class names, it creates chance children knows unique flowers which blooms in their town. Also, local stone are used. They can feel many kind of texture with their foot directly. The third is to know about the nursery history. We reduce flooring from the former nursery. The old flooring are used for the floorings, wall, and ceiling in new building. People can feel warmth and nursery history. And also we reuse the concrete waste of the former nursery building. They are used inside the gabion around the building. Actually, in the gabion, local stone are used as well. In the end, I will show you a short video. We always say nursery is not an amusement park. Nursery is a place for children to love play, learn, and grow physically and mentally. That's why we don't use so many colors or characters. With our simple design, children can create anything by themselves. Thank you for listening.
It's quite clear how this ground floor works, and quite interestingly relates to the spaces around the building. But what is happening on the floor above, on the first floor?
Can you repeat again?
Yeah, what's happening on the floor above the ground floor? What's happening?
First floor.
First floor. What is happening there?
Yeah, first floor they have 5 classrooms for the children from 0 to 5 years. And then second floor they have an open space where the children can play with the small library.
Okay.
And they can enjoy the view.
Go ahead.
Okay. I can see a very strong connection, integration of architecture, interior, and the landscape of the space. But I would like to hear a little bit more from you about just the architecture, for example, the roof, the building's form and layout, Is there a plan?
Can I see this?
Yes. I see a plan. That's very badly. Yes, thank you.
This is plan.
Okay.
This is way, the road, and this is playground, and this is building, and this is for like 0 to 1, and this is 3 to 4, 5, and this is dining room. It is very simple.
Okay, we saw the plan. Looks good.
But I think maybe to follow up on that question, you started with images of the beach and the mountain, which is very beautiful. But as it turns out, this nursery sits in the middle of a residential neighborhood, it looks like, with a high power line overhead. And it seems as if you also were somehow reacting to the immediate context of the residential area and trying to make something that was part of that. It's not a beach building, it's a residential, in a residential neighborhood, right? Yeah.
Maybe they can go back to these images.
Yeah.
近いけど直接は見えない。山も遠くには見えない。
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not beach school or something like that, of course, yes, but you can see the mountain from far. And you can also walk to the beach, like 1 kilometer from there. So you can still smell the beach, the water, or yeah, you can also enjoy the view of the mountain. And then if you see the building, the roof is fascinated from the Mount Dyson. So like the form with the roof, it's like the mountain what you can see.
But
Yes.
but it seemed also as if it was very much part of how the other houses around there were built with these same kind of roofs, only a larger one. Was there an attempt to be part of that context?
Yeah, that's what you say. Yes, they try to make it a home-like, and like environment there. Yes.
In fact, just a question which leads from that one. I was curious about the site. I think the site plan you showed us showed actually that it was quite a tight property. It was a very small. The site is not very big, so this is actually trying to keep the openness, so the site feels bigger than it is. And so, in terms of the surroundings, it seemed that you were responding to almost a domestic scale, like except for the stonework and the water and the stone, the landscape was more like a lawn around it. And I'm just curious to know the decision about sort of placing the building as a pavilion and keeping the rest of the landscape quite empty. Were there other kinds of plants and things that the children could play with? I mean, were there other references within the landscape that they could engage?
Mm. そうそうシンプルに作って子どもたちとか先生が足りないものを作っていくっていう設定だから。
Yeah, they used to design everything, keep it simple. That's their own motto, to create children's idea. Because when they started to plan a new building, they go to the place, they search the history of the city, or what they are proud of, or what their traditional material. And after that, we're going to always talk to the kids, how to get more ideas from children's self. Like, yeah. And then teachers also try to create more possibility from the kids to get them more creative.
So would you say that, is the school fairly young at this point? It's new?
Yeah, it's quite new, yes. It's from last year? Yeah, last year's, yes.
So one possibility could be that in the future, the kids could be involved in even cultivating the landscape beyond it just being grass?
It's really possible, yes. Yeah. Maybe they can think about another activity, like to get maybe go grow on the rice field or something like that. Yes, but it's quite new, so they are still searching.
Very much.